So you see what you're recognized for, it makes a tremendous difference. Then if you put it out there correctly, like you're supposed to, your people will come. That is when you start turning that recognition into dollars.
Welcome to Be Bold Branding, where we discuss the power of differentiating yourself through your own unique story and standout personal brand.
We're here to talk about recognition and riches today.
All right. Two of my favorite things, by the way.
That's right. Mine too. How do you go from invisible to invincible, from hero to zero, or zero to hero? Got those backwards. From unknown to unforgettable? It's through becoming recognized, but not just for your name or your appearance or what you do, but for the rest of the story.
Mm-hmm. And
Paul Harvey says
that the rest of the story. The building recognition comes in two areas that are very important. Number one, it comes with people who already know you. Why? Because they may know you and what you do, and they may not know the rest of the story. I want to say right here, though, as part of this, right, that you'd be surprised if you could get inside the brain of the people who do know you, that they don't know you.
Exactly. Which brings us to number two, with people who don't know you at all, right? Because when people know you, they may know what you put out there, right? What you do, what you look like, but they may not know you really at all, right? You might just compare them to somebody who has never met you before. Because if you're trying to tap into an ideal customer base, many of them will not be familiar with you yet. I mean, think of Michael's in the real estate world. Think of all the times, people's grandparents hired another real estate agent knowing their grandchild was a real estate agent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
they don't really realize what their grandchild could bring to them, right? I mean, it's happened to many, many people in any kind of industry.
Yeah, listen, recognition is a very weird thing. Because number one, it's sort of like communication, right? Who was the guy that said the thing about communication is the people who think that it happened, but it has not. I just twisted that quote. It's the same thing. Recognition is the same way. People may know you and they may say, hey, you're Michael and you're a real estate agent. They still don't know my why. They still don't know why that's important to them, and they still don't know how I'm different from every other realtor, right? And I'm a good example of that because I'm known in the town that we live in as a realtor. In fact, the other day I was telling a story on a podcast. I've got a problem with my hot water heater for my hot tub. My hot tub's very important to me. And so I'm calling, y'all may have the same problem all across the country and other parts of the world. And I literally call 14, 15 pool companies saying, hey, I need this fixed. I mean, some of them didn't answer. Some of them went to voicemail. Some of them called me back. Some of them were rude to me, which blows my mind because they're in the service industry, i.e. Tequila pools. And then, and then others were like super nice, but I can't get to you till December, things like that. It blew my mind. Well, anyhow, somehow I ended up on a callback list and I get this call from this guy and he goes, hey, this is James and I'm calling about your hot tub problem. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, by the way, are you Michael, the real estate guy? So he said, exactly what he said. Are you Michael, the real estate guy? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, man, I've been hearing about you forever. And I said, well, I appreciate that. And then he goes, and I'm the guy that poured the shot creek for your pool. And I went, oh, okay. See, there's where connections happening. There's where true recognition happens. Okay. It's not just Michael, the realtor. There was a connection there immediately. I had 4 other appointments already on calendars. I called every one of them back because I'm a nice guy and I don't want to waste their time because there's other people with the same problem with me. And I said, hey, cancel my appointment. Even though James told me he's not exactly sure when he's going to be able to get to me, but he promised me he would. He said, give me a couple of days. Had a man out there the next day. They're already working on it. So you see what I'm saying? Connection, recognition is very, 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 very important. Not just for the fact that I am in real estate, but they mentioned didn't realize you were that successful. I see that all the time. I see it all the time.
Right. And that's because, let me chime in here for a second, because a lot of the marketing that we put out for Michael says, the confidence of over 78,000 transactions. Now, it's not just, oh, I'm in real estate. It's like, hey guys, I've got the confidence of over 78,000 transactions. That means experience. And what that means is whatever your problem is, I've likely seen 4 of them, right? I can help you with this. All that translates from the confidence of 78,000 transactions. But the other thing that translates is, wow, I didn't realize you'd done that much. And Michael hears that all the time from people he knows, back to point number 1, where we started, from people he knows that did not realize or recognize what he was known for.
Even though they recognized my industry. Now, what's really important about that, it's not for today's topic, but I got to say it. No, none of my clients care how many transactions I've done. Like
it's what it stands for.
Exactly. If I don't parlay to them in my messaging why that is important to them, and Tanya already gave the why, it's important because anything most realtors have seen, I've seen 100 of. So it's the experience level for my client. That's the only reason that matters. But it is that shiny that stops them.
It sure is. It sure is. Now, this gives us a chance to talk about one of our favorite people. Ron Greenbaum. He's known as the basement doctor.
Love Ron Greenbaum.
He's in Central Ohio. He was a client of mine during the same time frame that I was writing the BrandFace book, and then BrandFace was, coming to life. Ron, I did not give him the brand, the basement doctor. He already had come up with that at the time we met. And I just kind of helped him pull everything together and put it all in one, kind of.
He will say brand. That you are the secret to his success, though. He does say that specifically.
He's very, very kind.
He does say that. I believe he believes it. She's just being humble.
Well, he's a super sweetheart. Well, here's what he's known for. Okay. He's known for all throughout Central Ohio and actually throughout the country with more people that have gotten to know him and recognized what he stood for, right? He's a great CEO. He knows how to run a
fantastic
company.
CEO.
He's also an amazing philanthropist. He's involved with a lot of things and he wants to do a greater good in the world. And he does that, right? He's known for those things. Okay. And one day he was in the grocery store and he loves to tell this story about how he was just talking and somebody turned around and said, "Oh, I knew that was you. I could tell by your voice." They recognized him by voice alone because he's out in the community so much. And
that's called sonic branding. We teach about it in our book.
That's right. And the voice branding and the sound, right? But that's just one way that Ron has become recognized over the years. It's just like he's recognized so much that some guy in the grocery store doesn't even need to see his face to know who he is. But I love telling that story because it's everything else that he's done to put out what he stands for in the world. Just like Michael puts out what he stands for in the world. His brand identifier, for those of you who are not familiar with that, we call it a tagline or slogan, is the abundant life broker. And we came to that through several years of branding Michael as the America's top selling real estate auctioneer, which he is. But he wanted to transition that now that he's growing his brokerage into multiple brokerages in multiple states, bringing on additional agents. Michael, I'm just telling your story.
Thank you. Go ahead. You're doing a fantastic job about it too. I got to say.
I appreciate that. All right. So, Michael figured out, okay, well, what I really want to be known for is helping people grow that business, grow their own business, and have this great abundant life. And so that's where Abundant Life Broker came from. And that's what he wants to be known for. But it's not enough just to say, I'm the Abundant Life Broker. You've got to live it. People have to know it. They have to recognize it in what they see. And that's what a brand does. It's not just one or two words or one photo or one logo. It's an entire ecosystem of what you're all about. Okay, I'm done.
Well,
now.
and I want to add one thing to that, and that brand identifier requires me to do that.
It does.
It holds me responsible.
Burden of responsibility.
It holds me responsible to be sure I do that with every one of my agents and every one of our clients in BrandFace because it's very important. So how does recognition turn into riches? Now let's talk about the money. The money's good. Money not bad. Money good. Right? Because when we're known for something, people not only recognize that, they believe that, and they take action on that, folks. This is what they do. They believe that. Think of a scenario. Maybe you're seeking a wellness coach. You can find hundreds of thousands of them. right? Of course, but one of them might really speak to you that because they're recognized maybe for a vegan lifestyle, or they're, shooting YouTube videos, teaching, vegan recipes or something like that. Okay. You follow what I'm saying? There's a niche there. And the riches are in the niches. I think our buddy Chris Williams said that the other day. So, it's so true, right? And it speaks to you because of that. And so you want to be recognized for that. That is when you start turning that recognition into dollars, dollar.
All right. Okay. All right. What about this scenario? Maybe you want to hire a podcast coach to help you launch your podcast idea. Well, there's many of those as well, right? But let's say you run across one that focuses on helping people launch real estate investing podcasts. Mm-hmm. And maybe they partner you up with sponsors who are looking to sponsor those types of podcasts. You see that fit, right? See what that person is recognized for becomes what you are attracted to and take action on and become part of. That's when recognition turns into riches. When you can define that, develop that, and display that. See how I threw that in there?
I love that.
That's our 3D formula. Into a brand that really hones in on exactly who you are, who you serve, how you serve them, what qualifies you to serve them, how it makes their life better, and how it makes you different from everybody else who is also trying to serve that same customer.
Yeah, it's important. And you've talked, if you listen to us for 2 seconds, you know that we say that you can't read the label when you're inside the jar, right? So hire the professionals that know how to do this, especially, and I'm speaking specifically to those people out there that are a lot like me, that have several different things that they do. Okay. Several different and multifaceted entrepreneurs that need to pull all of that together. I assure you that can be done. And even though you might be able to help 2 or 3 different scenarios and build 2 or 3 different scenarios of recognition, you still need to pull that into one brand identifier. And we have perfected that. She did it for me. We've done it for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients across 45 states. So it's very important that you do that because you are the brand. And building that out is going to be very important to the people that are looking for that. All right. So you see what you're recognized for. It makes a tremendous difference. Then if you put it out there correctly, like you're supposed to, your people will come.
Yes, they will. So
with fistfuls of dollars.
That's right. Lots of riches. So here's the big lesson for today. Everything we talked about has to do with your brand, not your marketing. Okay. It doesn't start with marketing. Marketing comes after the brand. Your brand, because your brand is what you market. Okay. Yes. So if you want to learn more about that and really figure out how you can, do that for yourself, we have a free guide for you, and it's called The Ultimate Guide to a Freedom-Based Brand. And when you read it, you'll see exactly what we're talking about when we say freedom-based brand. So go to BrandFaceGuide.com if you want to download that. That's our free gift to you, BrandFaceGuide.com. And check that out. And otherwise, I certainly hope that this helps you guys realize what you want to be recognized for.
Yeah.
Turn that into a brand that can be recognizable, which can then bring you great riches.
Yep. And listen, search our YouTube videos, hit that subscribe button, get notified. You can learn exactly how to do this. If you want it done for you, call us up on the phone. If you want to just discuss it, we'd love to talk to you about it. Reach out to us. We're here. Listen, we do this for prosperity. And when we talk about prosperity, we're not just talking about money. We're talking about a true 360 of an abundant life that we want for every one of y'all. And it's obtainable. You can do it. There's thousands of others that have done it. We can show you how to do that, right? We know here at BrandFace that prosperity favors the bold. So we say be bold, folks, especially with your brand. Plenty of 2022 left. Ignore the news. Go for your dreams. It's going to work out for you if you put one foot in front of the other every day. Thank you, Miss Tanya. And thank you, everybody, for listening.
Thank you. Bye, guys. See you next time.
Brought to you by BrandFace, the only comprehensive personal brand building system across the globe.